Today I'm going to be starting a new series talking about Shopify. Seems to be the rage, and every influencer potentially promoting something seem to be saying, oh, you can make £5,000 in the first 5 minutes of doing your own Shopify store. I want to see how much truth there is to that. In that vein, I will do a new series creating my own Shopify account. Everything will be done as a hobby and fact-finding process, which means anything that we purchase, anything that I have as part of my Shopify store, it's items I already have, or I'm spending very little money of my own. I'm thinking the budget to have a Shopify store up and running, maximum I want to spend is around £200, and see what we can get out of it, see how much money it makes, if anything. But working backwards from having my own Shopify store, what the idea is that I will make a list of all the items that are needed to get this Shopify store up and running. The idea that I've chosen already is I have nearly £3,000 worth of fragrances. I absolutely love fragrances, but I've been caught in the trap many a times where influencers have said this is a must blind buy, and then I buy it and you get burnt because you spent £200-300 and it's turned out to be either not your scent or just a big waste of money. So the idea here is I'm gonna try and do a decant website, a Shopify shop, and that shop will sell fractions of the fragrances that I have for more or less cost price. I'm not here to be making large sums of money. It's just I want to see how far you can take a Shopify store, what the truth is behind selling stuff, and is it actually profitable, how much marketing goes behind it. If you don't do anything and just post a couple of clips on socials, does it actually sell? When I'm saying I need to spend minimum amount, I'm talking about spending between £100 to £200, not buying the most expensive stuff. So when I'm saying I need to get spray bottles for the decant, I'm buying them off AliExpress, Alibaba, sites like that. So in that vein, all of this process will include buying and purchasing things from sites I've not purchased from before. And if we work backwards, I need some decant bottles, I'll need a label printer. So that's what this series will talk about, and then we'll see eventually, do I make any sort of a profit? Is there any sales coming through? If there isn't, then so be it. It's just a bit of an experiment. This is also to understand if influencers are doing this as paid promotions. Are they selling AI tools, which is what it seems to be these days? That doesn't mean this is the only series of videos we'll do. I want to start up my channel again. We'll go into all sorts of other fun stuff. That being said, I want to start up my YouTube channel as well as my tech savvy blog. That will have everything on there, and this is ranging from I have my Synology NAS, I have a Unify home system built like a small business, I have loads of technology, I've got a server rack in my loft, so I'll go into ins and outs and how-tos. I repair electrical items, so I'll be changing batteries over on MacBooks and other stuff like that. I'll go into other slightly grey areas as well. As an example, what's good to have as an IPTV player on something like an Apple TV. Everyone else seems to be using Fire Sticks, so see which media device is best to use for these platforms. It might be that the standard everyone seems to use, IPTV Smart As, is the right one, but we'll open up into that. So without further ado, let's continue with this video. This label printer, as I said before, was approximately £14 on Amazon. We're just unboxing at the moment, and this is going to be a mix of both showing my perspective, my review on the product, as well as a mini how-to. It comes with a nice little manual, a charger cable, and the printer itself. It already has a reel installed in there for printing. It says scan the QR code, so we do this on the phone. We'll move across into the phone and start the installation process. It asks you for some further details, privacy policy, terms and conditions, and then it goes into pairing mode. To pair this product, we had to keep the power button held. That started the blue light flashing. Once it goes into pairing mode, we want to create a label for the decant vial that we have, which I'll show at the end. And what I wanted to do is keep it personalized. So I've created a logo for the Shopify business, and it's called Fragrance Decant. And I want to see if we can have the logo and the name of the product on the label. So it does allow you to import images, photos and pictures into there. Once we've done that importing, you can design it. So at the moment I've got YSLY as the product we're going to decant just for testing purposes, and we use the printer to design the label and print it out. So we click on print and it produces the label that you want. The label reel is on a sticky back which you can peel apart, and we apply it to the bottle. It's a glass bottle I'm applying it to. Now, what are my thoughts on the product? I would say for the value for money, it's actually quite a good product. It gives you exactly what you need, especially when you're starting starting out is something to personalize. And again, you can have a label printer for anything. You can label out your spice jars. What I've also used it for is on my server rack to name the pots, but you can use it for whichever purpose you need. But just as an initial investment, I say it's a good buy. However, the negatives, it's very low in resolution, and if you do want to import a logo or a picture of some sort, it makes it extremely pixelated. We tried to play with the contrast to see if it made it any better. It wasn't fantastic compared to some of the printers I've used in the past. They're quite sharp and you can see each individual letter. On this one, it was quite pixelated and you could see areas where it went dark. Overall, I'm happy with the purchase, and value for money is there. For a business starting off, I definitely recommend it. But if you want to have that extreme professional look, I'd say go for something a bit more sharper, a bit more expensive. But this is just a hobby and research purposes. Shopify store, I think it meets said requirement. Thank you for listening. Like, subscribe to follow along this journey. I will be bringing more content soon. Let me know if there's anything specific you'd like me to cover. Bye for now.